one of the things that I think is a hallmark of this 100 days is it's clear that the administration has favored a model of comprehensive change versus incremental change. So they're trying to tackle most of the big problems at the same time. The environment, the economy, healthcare, the reform of the armed services, the war on terror. I mean, sort of go down the list. They're taking on the big issues of the day. The argument is you're better off taking them on all at once because they're interconnected on the one hand, and because politically you won't sort of continue piece by piece to alienate particular constituencies. They'll all be alienated at once, and very difficult to get traction in that environment. So again, whether incremental versus comprehensive works will be, we'll see in the wash. I think that he's been good. You might even give him an A-, but there's been some missteps. There's been a bit of backtracking on some things. For example, on the torture issue, there's been a kind of a lot of ambivalence there. He wasn't going to release, he was going to release, he wasn't going to. This is a case where he's being pushed by the Democrats in Congress to go after former Republican officials who are involved with Guantanamo Bay. He's been a little waffly on that. Some of the early appointments or attempts at appointing folks were missteps you think he probably should have handled better. Most recently, receiving the gift from Chavez was probably not the wisest move. I mean, he was in a tough spot, but still I think would be considered a misstep of sorts. So it's not a slam dunk, but it's pretty good. So B+, A-. If he had good attendance, I'd give him an A-. If he had only come to class a little bit, he gets a B+. There's no doubt that these are challenging times, but of course Lyndon Johnson took over the presidency after Kennedy was assassinated. Fairly significant upheaval, a beginning of our intervention in Southeast Asia, in the heart of the civil rights movement, pretty tumultuous times. President Roosevelt took over in the midst of a Great Depression, World War II. I mean, so it's not like this is the only time where a president has stepped in to a difficult situation. And so this for Obama will be the ultimate test. Does he live up to an FDR as somebody who's able to pull the country through? Does he end up like Lyndon Johnson, who was hailed as a hero initially for what he had done on civil rights, but then falls into disrepute because of the Vietnam War? I mean, so it's not just the first 100 days, right? It's the first 2 years, the first 3 years, the first 4 years. This is a bit more of a middle distance race than it is a sprint.